What is going on? What is going on? I want to make sure the sound is working. Okay, that is working. All right, so let's see what's going on in your energy. All right, let's see what you got going on. Let's see what's coming in. Let's see. Let's start with these. All right, my name is Ari the Healing Goddess, aka the Fly Goddess. And real quick, we're gonna tap into your energy. All right, hidden motives. All right, so there's somebody that has hidden motives. Not everything is being offered is genuine. All right, so somebody could be around you having some sort of somebody could be around you that's not real. All right, or there could be some hidden animosity. All right, it's safe to proceed. The energy is opening enough to move forward and carefully. All right, so you're getting ready to move forward on a situation. All right, something feels off. Trust discomfort before you can explain it. All right, so something is going on. All right, you can feel like something is happening. All right, you can feel like something is happening where. Oh, let's see. Decision and crossroad. All right, delay the decision. You do not have enough clarity yet. All right, so it's something that you're wanting, that you're needing or wanting to know about, and Spirit is saying, hold on. All right, you already know. All right, Spirit is saying you're asking for signs. As we all do 1144, we ask for signs and they be right there in front of our face. Or Spirit gives us signs and we don't want to see them. All right, this decisions and crossroads. Stay and build. Some things are worth tending, not fleeing. All right. So Spirit is saying some things are worth working it out. All right. So it may be something coming towards you. All right, that is worth working something out. It's worth going through something, or it's worth building something with somebody. All right, everybody isn't worth building with. All right, and you're, of course, finding that out as well. All right, yes, stay and build again. All right, so I don't know, maybe you're choosing to leave a situation or you're having doubts, but Spirit is saying stay. All right, truth requires actions. Once you know, you must move accordingly. All right, so when you see things, move accordingly. All right, I'm hearing you got to teach people how to treat you. All right, and stop seeking permission. You don't need any type of permission to honor what you feel. All right, you feel what you feel. All right, it doesn't matter if anybody agrees with it. That's how you feel that your feelings. All right, and it says energy leak. All right, so this drains more than it gives. So something is draining you. When something drains you, you just let go of it. Let go, and whatever happens. But you have to always retract your energy when shit don't look right. All right. Safe to proceed. The energy is opening enough to move carefully. Sometimes, in order to move forward, you have to let go, and then shit happens. All right, and it's like a constant let go thing. I tell you, I let go of shit every fucking day. All right, I let go of shit all the motherfucking time. Even if I'm in a relationship, I'm letting go every fucking day. I am letting go of the bullshit, and I'm starting from scratch. So it's like you gotta work your way back in every fucking time. All right, Pluto. Yeah, something has to end so that something can begin. Common energy. Something is coming in and you don't see it. All right, God's getting ready to surprise you. Fourth house talks about home and family. All right, so stability is significant. All right, and then you got, yeah, one talks about self. Six, reflect. All right, think, but do not dwell. All right, in the past, release and let go. Learn from your past and make better decisions. All right, so life is all about learning from your past and making better decisions. All right, let's see. So it's something that's getting ready to happen, and Spirit wants you to Think about what happened in a past situation. All right, we're not repeating the past. What's going on? All right, think. All right, yeah, we just talked about that. Spirit is asking you to think, but do not dwell on the past. All right, take and learn. Ground yourself. Spirit is asking you to ground yourself. All right, there's some things that's getting ready to happen for you in your life. Clarity is one. You're getting ready to reach some clarity. All right, it's something that you were needing to know. All right, Spirit is saying use your hands. Something about using your hands. I said, hey, one time. How many times you gonna say it? Stop spamming the damn chat. All right, or you will be removed. Let your fears dissolve. All right, invitation. All right, you're getting an invitation. Somebody could be asking you somewhere. Somebody definitely could be asking you somewhere. All right, it's a time to give rather than a time to take. It's a time to give rather than a time to take. All right, it's something that you were mainly focused on. You're getting ready to see some sort of results from that. All right, it's the main thing. It's the reason why you are basically doing something. All right, you're getting ready to see some results of something. All right, balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon energy is here as well. All right, so connect with your womb. All right, I'm hearing womb healing. Look up womb healing, womb spiritual healing, and look up some ways that you can do so. All right, Spirit is saying take a walk. There's a lot of grounding energy. All right, because there's some change that's getting ready to come. All right, nourishing your temple and flow like water. It's some change. It's a lot of change getting ready to happen to your life. All right, be bold and make the first move. Let's see. Yeah, somebody around you got some tension, but that ain't got nothing to do with you. That's neither here or there. All right, you still getting what's due to you, whether somebody like it or not. All right, and if you are interested in getting a read, please let me know. All right, general reads are $15. All right. If you are wanting a detailed read, those are $22. All right, was that unplugged? That. Never mind. Heavy burdens, great pressure. So yeah, somebody's trying to play some. I feel like somebody's projecting. Somebody's projecting on you. All right. So if you feel some weird energy, it's not yours. It is not yours. 2 people watching, 0 people liking, 2 people stalking. All right. Thank you for your views, anyways. All right. Gathering together, peace and harmony. Let's see. Thank you for the views. All right. I appreciate you. Views is what get you paid, not the likes. Grace, beauty, and refinement. All right. Grace, beauty, and refinement. All right. And then we got contemplation here. You got observe and reflect. All right. So you are definitely thinking about the past. All right. Or it's a lot of things that you are remembering about the past. All right. Small progress. You're seeing how far you came. All right, you're seeing how a little bit allows you to do a lot. All right, it allows you to walk away from unbalanced relationships as well. All right, it strengthens you. You got some sort of great power coming for you. All right, great power coming for you. All right, would anybody like a free card pool? There's 2 people on here. Would you like a free reading? Or are you here solely to fucking stalk? And if so, that's fine, because I could use your energy. Thank you. All right, occupation is here. Wealth, leadership, stability. planning, decision making, partnership, and progress. All right. So you got a lot of shit going on. All right. But you're getting ready to see something increase. All right. When it comes to your stability. All right. Somebody wanted to see you in this heartbroken energy. All right. But you're not in this energy. All right. Moderation, balance, harmony, and healing. Yeah, you're getting ready for this a blissful time. All right, message. You're getting ready to receive a message, and this is because you let go. You took back your energy, all right? Which means that you are blocking anything that's not supposed to be there, all right? Love and harmony, relationship choices, and partnership and union. All right, the Lovers card talks about, it also talks about decisions, all right? There's certain decisions that need to be made, all right? There's unexpected money here for you. I mean, heavy. Somebody wanted to cause you destruction because they just didn't want you to receive some money that's coming towards you. All right, they feel like, well, even if we can't stop a relationship, we can stop the money because people don't. If people don't have money, people don't feel like doing shit. They don't want to be in relationships. They don't want to do any of that. But God is blessing you with both. All right, so whatever they thought that they was stopping, it's not motherfucking happening. All right. These people are turning up mentally and emotionally fucked up for even wishing ill onto you. All right, one person, please, when you come in, please light the read so others can come in. Thank you. All right, thoughts is here. All right, yeah, you're moving on, and people know that shit. All right, yeah, you brought death to a situation. I'm hearing you starved the situation. All right, willpower, direction, control, forward movement. Because you continue just to damn, I can't even talk. Just because you continue to keep moving forward, there's some sort of commitment here. Thank you for the view. All right, commitment is here. Somebody could be going to jail as well. All right, somebody could have did something when it came to a contract. All right, Queen of Wands. This is a Queen of Wands in reverse. All right, a Queen of Wands upright has everything to do with somebody who's confident. All right, whoever this is, it's a person who lacks confidence. All right, coldness, lack of passion, just somebody who is just living, but somebody who's an asshole type of energy. All right, this person has an entity. All right, so you got people projecting on you right now because you are the star. All right, you're rising. All right, it's a lot of great shit finna get ready to happen to you, especially by the summertime. Especially by the motherfucking summertime. Let me pull some of these. Okay. You've learned a lot of life lessons. All right, the scroll, hidden truth, sacred information, and revelation. Important truths may come soon to light. All right. This card also suggests a conversation or a message, confession, or clarity arriving. All right. So somebody's withholding. If anybody's withholding any type of secrets, all of that shit is coming to the surface. All right. The coronation. All right. Full self-worth, elevation, and personal sovereignty. All right, this card marks a major shift where you will where you will stop settling and fully embody your value. All right, it can also point to attracting a higher caliber connection. All right, so them old connections that you were tied to can no longer exist. Your vibration is too much. All right, the temple door, access, readiness, a sacred invitation, a new opportunity, a deeper connection, or a spiritual opening is becoming available. All right, this card can also mean that someone is being granted access to you. Spirit don't play about your ass. You hear me? I allow access only to what is aligned and worthy, because everybody cannot align to you. Everybody can't have no access to you, all right, because your energy is too potent for that. I like these cards. Let me pull some more. All right, use your discernment, because all money isn't good money. That card ain't even supposed to be in here, so use your discernment when it comes to that as well. Let's see. All right. House of Hearts. All right. The flame of desire, passionate chemistry, attraction, strong physical pull, sexual energy, temptation, a magnetic traction are present. All right. The connection is hot, intense, and hard to ignore. Child, I lose passion. I choose passion with discernment. All right. So somebody could be bottling up their feelings, but getting ready to show them. Somebody can't hold something in. All right. Somebody is being pushed. All right, the jealous eye, envy, insecurity, and possessive energy. Someone may feel threatened, suspicious, or fearful of losing control in a connection. This can also point to outside interference. All right, so it's somebody on the outside trying to cause some sort of interference. All right, and this is why spirit is moving so slow. All right, spirit ain't really moving slow. Spirit letting people do whatever the fuck they want to do, and then boom, that's their ass. All right, last two cards. The Ankh of the Destiny. The Ankh of Destiny, divine life force, spiritual completion, sacred alignment. This is the final blessing card of the deck. It signals alignment, purpose, divine protection, and a relationship lesson or a chapter reaching a sacred understanding. All right. This is affirmation that you could say. I am aligned with the love and the destiny that's meant for me. All right, and then you got the command, direction, leadership, and influence. Someone may be taking charge. All right, setting the fuck does this say? All right, setting the tone or leading the connection forward. All right, this can be healthy or controlling depending on the surrounding energy. All right, make sure that no relationship that you have is one-sided. All right. This is the affirmation that you can say. Healthy love does not silence my voice. Healthy love does not silence my voice. Meaning, ain't no hush hush. None of that shit. All right. You should be able to speak your mind when it comes to any motherfucking relationship. And if you can't, that's definitely not the relationship for you. All right. But you got so many good things coming your way. Marriage is sitting over here on the top of the deck of these cards. I am gonna pull a few. Yeah, you got some sort of wish fulfillment that is coming. All right, and it's a marriage. All right, so when you least expect it, all right. When you least expect it, just know things aren't what they seem. All right, divine timing. Something could happen any day. All right, and this is your reading, love, and I hope you enjoy. Have a good one.